Check, check, check.
Hello. Hello. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
This is our theme song.
I like
theme
it.
song.
Is this available on iTunes?
It is.
Probably should.
We should.
We should. We should sell it.
Yeah, we probably should.
People could
Am I coming in hot?
How am I
I
coming
am.
in?
Yeah. We're
Check,
coming in
check,
nice.
1, 2.
Coming in hot when
Hello.
get home to my children.
Booyah. Welcome to the Sausage Boys podcast. Tim, thank you very much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yes.
Booyah. All right. What's been happening?
Yeah, what's been popping?
What's been going on?
Oh, so much. So much. I just,
What are you saying? TikTok?
TikTok is so bad.
Do you
Because
have
it's
it?
Chinese.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm on it. It's funny. It's probably, I'm doing the best on TikTok out of all my social media presence.
Oh, what are you looking at?
I'm almost at like 1,000 followers.
That's all right. That's all right.
Which, when I started saying that, I'm like, oh, that's not that good, is it?
That's pretty
pretty
good.
decent.
Most people have like hundreds of thousands,
Yeah.
though, quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But when it
was,
comes to comedians,
When it comes to...
Yeah. I wouldn't even classify myself as a comedian. I'm just a bloke trying to do things. And so my social
Yeah.
media reflects that. Like, I just started a Facebook page for myself that's just got like 150 people, but like mainly my friends and family.
That's still very... I have like 7 followers on TikTok.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
and they're all FBI. You know what? I was looking at
Like, why does this account follow every single 13-year-old?
But there are so
child
many comedians who go on
the
their
world.
Instagram page and they've literally got like 70 followers, and it's like,
Or
well, don't you have?
there's a couple, and I won't name names.
No, we're
No, we
naming
gotta
names.
name
but
Let's
there's
go.
there's a couple of comedians
Let's name some names.
that have like huge social media.
Yeah.
But like then they come and do an open mic. And they've like posted about doing an open mic on their TikTok to their millions of followers.
Okay.
Do they bring a crowd? No. Well, so what's the point of having all these followers if you're not going to bring a crowd to what your actual passion is?
Yeah,
Because if you're telling me your passion is doing TikTok,
Yeah.
come on. You're joking. Your passion's stand-up or trying to be famous in a more traditional sense. TikTok's just what you're doing to try and get there. So if you've got 1 million followers on TikTok and then you go and do a gig and you can't pull a crowd to that gig, what's the point of doing all those stupid, silly dances to all those stupid, silly songs and getting all those likes if you can't pull a crowd to
Do you
room?
hear that, Sarah Marco? Sarah Marco, do you hear that? You've been called out. You've been called out. Tim's called you out. Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
interesting. Yeah.
I don't
like,
feel the way, but apparently how he feels.
It'd
Sarah.
probably be worse. Imagine like you don't have a big following and then you go and like you say, I'm doing this thing. No one comes and it's like, good.
Yeah. yeah.
And you've got like 1 million followers and you're like, I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, nobody cares.
In saying
Nobody
all
was-
of this, though, when I started my TikTok account, I at Renkema if you want to follow it, I just started doing like a stupid dance because everyone was doing TikTok dances. So I did like a stupid dance to Old Man River, but I did it every day during lockdown. The same dance, the same dumb little dance.
What is this
great.
for? This is just to entertain yourself, or just trying to bring an audience to an open mic?
I don't know. No,
That's
if I want to bring an audience to an open mic, I send out a letter to the family and say, hey, please come and support me. Do you invite family and friends to your gigs?
no way. I don't think family and
Yeah,
friends.
you do?
Oh, you
Yeah.
do? Oh, yeah, you do. That's true.
Well, I
That's
mean,
true.
yeah, they want to come. You know what I mean?
Do they want to come though?
Do they want to come?
Yeah, well, it was like for ages just doing open mics and like wanting to get better. I didn't want them there. You know what I mean? And then it works in favor if I'm actually doing something kind of cool. It's like, you want to come?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you only invite them to like good rooms.
Yeah.
They've been to Crown,
Yeah,
or when you've hosted.
yeah if I'm
Yeah.
doing something like host, if I'm doing a 5-minute spot, man, like at an open mic, it's like I'm not performing. I'm getting up there and saying some jokes that bomb and then wanting to die.
Have you ever invited your partner to watch you do comedy?
Yeah, she's big supporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're also a musician, yeah?
Yeah.
And you perform together
Yes.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you prefer doing, the music or the comedy?
It's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You ever thought about musical comedy?
I've never.
Maybe
No.
he hasn't thought about it because it's just too hilarious. I think people that do musical
Yeah.
comedy usually it's just a little bit too funny.
Yeah, I don't want to.
That's me calling out musical comedians.
Yeah, that's
Mayo,
the problem. Like when
Henry Zoo.
like,
Henry Zoo. It's hilarious.
Mate, you're going to wear out that button.
I am going to wear out that button. The crowd just seem to be too on board with what I'm saying today. I can't really figure out why.
I like some musical comedians. There's definitely
Yeah.
like some people that are doing it heaps well. Like Bo Burnham is an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Tim Minchin as well.
Dimitri Martin does like an element of musical.
Well, it's funny with
comedy.
Dimitri. Dimitri's one of my favorite comedians, and I really love one-liners, and I love Stephen Wright and Mitch Hedberg. But Dimitri was sort of new doing like postmodern stuff, and I loved that growing up. And then he would pull out the guitar.
Yes.
Sometimes he would just play guitar while telling jokes.
yeah,
That's true.
And I think that was to
That's
sort
true.
of stretch out his one-liners.
Okay.
But then every now and again, like on his album, These Are Jokes, he sings a song, which is pretty funny.
It's like a P song,
Sames
is it, or
and
something?
Opposites, I think it's called.
Oh, right.
It's very funny, and he sings along, and like, because he tells a story on Mark Maron's podcast, WTF, that like he would bring his guitar to gigs, like when he was like at the opener, and the headliner would like roll his eyes, going, "Oh, are you a musical comedian?"
Of course.
He's
Yeah,
like, "No, I do this thing. It'll work. It's all good," kind of thing. But I think about that now. Like someone tweeted the other day, like, you know how ScoMo played the ukulele on 60 Minutes?
Oh, dang. It sounds kind of familiar, him doing that.
He did an interview with Karl Stevanovic even before they called the election, and he played a song on the ukulele. Someone tweeted like ScoMo doing the coward closer, like saying like, if you're a musical comedian, getting the ukulele out for
that's
your
so
closer,
good.
you're such a
That's so-
coward. But I like a ukulele.
I think
especially in
Dimitri Martin
comedy.
did it so well, and I felt the exact same way. He brings it out, and I'm like, this is going to be terrible. Because it's the hardest thing to do.
Do you know who
in a
else
way.
did it well? And similar style, Zach Galifianakis
Oh,
used to
right.
play like a grand piano on stage and just tell one-liners.
that would work so
Yeah.
well.
Adam Sandler did it as well.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like it comes down to the personality if they can pull it off.
Did
And
you see Adam Sandler's song about Chris Farley on SNL?
No,
I think so.
Yeah, he hosted SNL and performed a song about Chris Farley.
this is recent.
Yeah, maybe a year or two ago.
Oh, okay.
But it's in his Netflix special. Like he had been performing this song on like, I guess, a little national tour or something.
Dang, I may have because I watched the Netflix special. I probably didn't pay that much attention.
Because Adam used to put out big comedy albums, and would do like
Right.
Lunch Lady.
Were they good?
I'm not sure. I've not listened
Yeah,
to
right.
a lot of it.
Yeah,
I've seen him
yeah.
do like, little 5-minute spots on like MTV in the 80s, but I've never seen or listened to like a full album or hour. I don't even know what sort of style of comedy Adam does.
Yeah, true.
It's very silly, sort of and fun. It's very funny. I'm only judging off the Netflix special. I'm thinking.
There'd have to be a really good angle for it to be funny because it's kind of so on the nose. You know what I mean? Having a guitar. Up there, you
Okay,
have to
nice
kind
one. So you're attacking him for being Jewish now.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't know why Jackson's doing that, and I don't know why people are agreeing with it either.
Adam Sandler's Jewish?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He's never going to make it in Hollywood
I know,
now.
he's not going to make it in Hollywood, which is, yeah.
We were watching. What did we watch? No. Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude! What a fantastic movie.
Great mo- It's a great idea. It's a great concept. That's why Happy Gilmore is so good, because the concept is genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just get a sport and a funny guy
Yeah.
and put him in a silly situation.
Yeah.
But are you saying the concept of a hockey player, an ice hockey player trying to play golf is a funny concept?
A silly guy who can play golf or who can hit the ball really hard. Coming from like a kid who did a bit of golf growing up, I was like, what? Because I know like my grandpa played golf. I know what golf is. And I'm like, what? I've never thought of golf in this way.
Yeah.
And it's just
True,
perfect. It's just
yeah.
like taking this ordinary thing and adding something that's genius to it.
It's interesting. Comedy films now, it's normally just like a buddy thing, like, or they're like, it's like an action comedy film or something. It's not really conceptual. Like, even Billy Madison, like, oh, he's a rich guy going back to school.
Great concept.
As an adult. Great concept. Like,
Zoolander. Oh, no, not Zoolander. What is the Zohan?
Zohan.
Yeah.
What's that? I know Judd Apatow is involved in that one. It was like
He was a hairdresser.
hairdresser?
Yeah.
what is it? It is in Tel Aviv or something like that, and he's like working for the IDF. I can't actually remember what happened, but there's a lot going on.
Even Waterboy, great concept.
Great.
Like, he wants to be like isn't he involved in wrestling as well? He wants to be like a Waterboy for a famous wrestler.
I don't think I've ever watched Waterboy.
No, he just really wants to be a good water boy. He just loves water.
There was a character he used to do on Saturday Night Live called Canteen Boy. And there's a sketch of him and Alec Baldwin, and they're like in a sleeping bag together. And I think the joke is that Alec Baldwin is like a scoutmaster trying to molest Canteen Boy.
Dang.
That sounds hilarious.
This is on
Things used to be funny.
commercial network television in America.
What about Adam Sandler and his Adam Grabsch? What would happen there, everyone? What would happen there? Adam Sandler and his Adam Grabsch.
We'll put a pin in that one.
This is like a choose your own adventure for the listeners who may have listened to the episode.
We're saying, we're talking about exactly that, like how there's no good comedy movies anymore.
Yes.
And all you need is a sport, and you need a young actor comedian.
Ours was table tennis, and we're going to
Pete
have
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. This was our film, by the way. We are pitching this around. Pete Davidson's going to be this. It's going to be very similar to Dodgeball.
Right.
He's involved in saving this thing, and he has to do it by winning a table tennis tournament.
That's all you need, this guy who's kind of down on his luck, and he needs some way to kind of... And he's a very nice guy.
He needs to save the rec center
He has
by
to save
playing
the
in
rec
a ping
centre.
pong tournament. Yeah.
And what his trick
Yeah.
is, he can play it really well somehow. Maybe he has an approach to table tennis that no one's ever thought
Do you
of.
know what there literally needs to be?
Oh, he makes them
There's-
laugh or something. He makes the opponent laugh. That
he
could be
smokes
the
heaps of
trick.
weed
Yeah.
and it makes him see the ball
that's
differently.
true.
It's a stoner movie now.
It's that's true.
Seth
It's a
Rogen's
stoner
attached
movie.
to produce, guys. Hello, Hollywood.
What are we talking about? There needs to be that moment where the coach is like with the team and they kind of all suck, and then he like looks across the room and sees Pete just like...
And let's say I like the idea he's making the other person laugh. And each time that kind of stops, they just can't do it.
Oh, would Adam Sandler
could-
do that? That's too silly.
Or Pete
That's
Davidson
too silly.
do that. Is that kind of silly? What could his superpower be? Something about him having a big penis?
yeah.
That could work. Like he hits it with his penis.
Do you guys talk about Pete Davidson a lot on the podcast?
This is new. We actually want to get this pitch out.
Pete Chat. I like Pete Chat. I'm a big fan of Pete.
like
I
Pete?
think he's a great comedian. I think he's a great actor. I see a bright future for the kid. I'm not sure about this whole Kardashian thing.
Oh, you don't think that's a good angle?
It's either because it's making him too famous. He's getting too big for his boots. Like, did you see he did some stand-up recently? It was pretty good.
He's talking about Kanye,
Yeah,
right?
he was doing some jokes about Kanye, and apparently Kanye told Pete that he's got AIDS.
Who did he said, I have AIDS, or he says, you have AIDS?
Yeah, Kanye told Pete that Pete has AIDS.
That's the best thing you can do in the world.
And he would know because Kanye is actually bisexual. This is a known thing in the industry, by the way.
But what's that got to do with the
Everyone-
price of fish?
Everything.
Everything. It does.
Wait, so he said to... And Pete's making a joke about this in his...
Yeah, well, the joke was kind of like, Kanye said this. Maybe I do.
And he's a genius.
Yeah,
That was
Kanye's
kinda
such a
the-
genius. Isn't that so funny, like, when people say you're a genius? Norm Macdonald had that great bit. I think someone said, like... Lauren Michaels said, like, Matthew Perry's such a genius. And Norm Macdonald was like, what, is he good at math or something? Like, Kanye is a genius, I guess, like, musical genius?
Oh, okay, here we go, everyone. He's taking a shot at Kanye. You don't think Kanye is a genius?
He's going to hex you, dude.
He's a college dropout, right?
Kanye West is one of the most influential fashion designers of modern times.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that stuff's flying
Which
off the
is-
shelf. Like,
Crazy.
He's great. He's a
He
creative...
may be a genius.
He is.
This is Kanye is a genius.
I think
We're gonna have a
outside
debate
of
here.
music, he's not very good at anything else.
He's good at fashion.
I would disagree.
You don't think he's good? What? You don't think the Yeezy brand's amazing?
No, this is good. This is a good...
I know this is good. I'm getting very passionate about this. I think the Yeezy brand has basically taken over
Do
fashion.
you know anyone that has worn anything Kanye's ever made?
No, they're above my tax bracket.
But the Yeezy's like literally the most popular shoe, kind of. It's revolutionized what the sneaker looks like. Mm-hmm. In a massive way. It's like the biggest seller. It's made him like $9 billion.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Billion with a B?
$9 billion with a B.
Just even his fashion shows and everything, like, it looks beautiful.
The Yeezy brand, I don't wear it because it's too expensive, but everyone in the world's wearing it. Every single Adidas shoe, Nike shoe is kind of based off this design now that Kanye seemed to kind of bring out.
It's very American too, maybe.
He changed the game in fashion.
Did you see the Kardashians at the Met Gala this year?
Well, I saw Pete and Kim.
There was tweets just being like, they need Kanye back, and they all look terrible.
Kanye was there.
That's true. They do look terrible. Yeah,
He was. He made them look amazing.
Really?
Even great design.
Wait,
We're
in
watching-
comparison to him, like standing next to Kanye,
no.
They look better?
He picks out her entire wardrobe.
All of
Just
it.
to choose what she wears.
Have you watched much of the Kardashians? I love it. I love the
I like the
Kardashians.
Kardashians.
It's so good, man. And it was like Kim's wedding, or when he was proposing, and he like picked out all the outfits for all of the sisters, and he's like in a room with them and like standing back and being
He's
like, "No,
he's a genius. Sorry, sorry, Tim. Kanye West is a genius.
I don't like to throw that word around lightly, but yeah, Kanye is. I wouldn't say he's a genius.
who's a genius?
Who's a
Leonardo.
genius?
What has he done for the fashion world?
Yeah,
Probably a
What is
bit.
Nothing. He's done nothing.
and that's the truth. Like, I don't even like to say it. I hate it.
Would you
It's such
say-
a hacky thing to say?
Would you say Kanye's a Renaissance man?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
Let me just look up.
Is Kanye West a Renaissance man? I think you'd probably find hundreds of articles saying yes. Usually with geniuses, there's like a public kind of everyone agrees that this person is a genius.
Renaissance.
Renaissance. Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely say he's a Renaissance man.
For the listeners, Jackson's just Googled Renaissance, and there's a weird cartoon of a man with dreads called Renaissance.
Next time I order a chicken schnitzel and they ask me what sort of sauce I want, I'm going to ask for a Renaissance.
I don't even know, what would a Renaissance man be in the modern age?
Renaissance man. Let's look it up.
Well, we hear
Let's
this
refresh.
term like triple threat.
Here we go. Renaissance man, also called universal man.
Triple
Alien.
threat. He is a triple threat. He can do fashion, he can do music, and he can hex people with AIDS.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, a man can do all the things.
We could all do that.
Okay, interesting. I would say he's a Renaissance man.
I didn't know so much reading would be involved on this
I
podcast.
know, they haven't made it. Okay, here we go. A person who has wide
Wide
interests and is an expert in several areas.
He is a
He's a
Renaissance
Two
Renaissance
areas,
man.
music, fashion.
And production. Oh, actually, you're right. Yeah, music, fashion, marketing, promotion, selling himself. I would also say he's a Renaissance man in being like an orator, speaking,
Yeah.
getting ideas across.
I don't
He's a
think he is.
visionary.
I don't think he is very good at getting ideas across.
I think he's great.
What's one idea that he's gotten across?
Donda.
What is that idea?
It's a crazy idea, but it's almost like similar to a Leonardo.
Explain
where
it
it's
then.
Okay, Donda. Look up the Donda explanation. It's like it came from.
No. He communicated it to you. Now let's close my history. We don't need to go into that.
Okay, so Donda is an organization that makes the world better.
How did he explain this to you?
He explained it in a graph. Oh, actually, no. What was it? Some sort of weird diagram.
A Venn diagram.
And it talks about how they're what is it? There's farming.
Oh, yeah.
And he's talking about, okay, everything's going to be farmed. There's going to be production on the farm. There's going to be people. He basically explained kind of what is it, like a kibbutz or a communist society that the world should be living in.
I would say his skill in that might be more visionary than it is communicative.
Of course. It's
Joe
a
Rogan
visionary.
is a communicator and a master of that, right?
But Kanye is a visionary, and I feel that that's where he excels in being a visionary. He's like, okay, I have this idea of this Yeezy brand, and if everyone just kind of comes along with me, I'm going to see into fruition. It's actually going to be great. It came true. It was the same thing. It was like, I'm going to be a great rapper, make this great music, came true. Then he has this Donda thing. And if people just got on board with it, it could potentially come true.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
mean,
could say that
we have
about
two-
anything, yeah?
We have 2 Kanye haters on the podcast now, though.
I love Kanye.
Okay.
This is the 3 faces of Kanye.
Yes. Yes.
Do you like his music?
I'm not a super fan. I enjoy some of the music, yeah.
Yep.
What music do you? What's your top 5?
Top 5.
Yeah.
Do
Do with that what you will. Album. You can even go album. How big are you
We
into
were
music?
talking-
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I love
Um,
Sandman. I love
Dimitri Martin.
Dimitri's up there.
Dimitri Martin.
yeah.
They're great musicians.
No, if we're seriously talking about music, I am a big fan of Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Amazing.
I'm
Atlanta's pretty terrible this season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 2 was good.
Season 2 was
Then
great.
they went on a big break.
Season 3 is basically each episode is saying how white people are bad.
Yeah, we are. We are pretty bad.
But I don't need to be told that every single
You already
episode.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
You
We
turned
get
it
the
on
idea.
like we know.
Okay, so you're Childish Gambino.
Childish
fan.
Gambino. In terms of and I grew up on old school hip hop, so I really was a big fan of Dre and Snoop.
Who's your top 5 hip hop?
Hip hop, yeah, Dre, Snoop, Childish Gambino. I don't mind a bit of G Unit, 50 Cent.
Okay.
I really like 213. That was they called it sort of G-funk.
G-Funk.
Really
right.
lovely R&B singing
Okay.
with a bit of rap in there as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Snoop was in a band with Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Yeah, that was called 213.
213.
Interesting. I don't
Really good.
Any 213 before.
You've never listened to them?
I've
No.
never listened to any 213. Do we want to play some 213?
You would love them.
Okay. Maybe not enough guitars for Jackson.
Yeah.
Maybe not. No.
Yeah. Or hipster moustache.
Who do you like? Mumford and Sons, you know? Isn't it fun to diss people about what music you
it's
look like you
great.
might like?
I think you've just found a new angle on me.
Big fan of The Cause. Do you guys know who The Cause are?
Yeah.
I think I
The
might.
Cause.
I think I know.
How old are you guys, by the way?
20 old?
25.
26.
25.
That's young.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, that's not too.
I worry,
old.
sometimes, even writing and doing stand-up and stuff, you sometimes think, do the audience know my references? But, it's funny. Audience don't know a lot of stuff.
Right.
They might not know who Kanye West is.
No,
People
they'd
could
have-
be listening to this going, who is this Kanye guy? And they're giving him a Google and going, oh my gosh.
I met someone
They're
who
giving him
didn't
a Google and going, yeah, he's definitely a Renaissance man.
know. Oh, well, I can see he's a genius just from the basic Wikipedia. I know that for a fact. I don't know who he is, but I can, without a doubt, say that he's a genius.
Who is a genius?
Say he's a genius.
Elon
Say-
Musk?
Say he's a genius.
Oh, here's the thing about Elon. The bloke just bought Twitter
Yeah.
for free speech. Don't we already have free speech without Twitter? You know what I mean?
You get flagged on there, don't you?
Twitter's trying to shut a lot of things down.
But you can just say things. You don't need to broadcast them all the time.
There's literal porn on Twitter.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I woke up this morning, I checked the news feed. I'm a real news hound, I just love getting up to date.
Nice.
So I checked Twitter. There was literally a guy that had posted a photo. The caption said, "Good morning," and he was in little underpants with a pretty decent hog
Dang.
just hanging out there. I'm like, man,
Jackson really shares some good things.
do you reckon Elon's looking at this going, I paid way too much for this thing. It's literally just going to be dicks.
Twitter is great.
I think I had a dream that Elon was going to run for president, and that's why he bought Twitter.
Oh.
Well, Trump has his own platform, doesn't he? Because he got kicked off Twitter.
Yeah.
What's it? There's Parler or something?
There's a waiting list or something for Trump's one.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Are
exclusive.
you on the wait list?
Yeah,
of
bro.
course.
Yeah.
We're both on the wait list.
Yeah. I was thinking, if you owned that, how big of a media mogul you
Yeah.
are.
Well, look at in Australian politics, they think Alan Jones won John Howard the election back in the the 80s and 90s. And Alan Jones was a talkback radio host with a 25% share of the radio market. Imagine Twitter, which has millions, maybe billions of people on it.
Especially in its influence in America.
Well, you could have like the majority of the American population on this social media platform, and you could definitely influence things. But if he says he's all about fairness and free speech, wouldn't you be able to sort of communicate both sides of the story?
I think that's what he's trying to do.
How do you think, and do you guys get political on this podcast?
Oh, we get a little. We can.
How do you think the election's going? Or is this going to come out after we have
which
new
election? Oh, the
Prime
Australian,
Minister? Yeah, yeah.
Australian election. I don't follow. I really don't follow it too much.
No, I have no idea. We don't get political.
Oh. Well, I was just wondering, like, if the media is influencing this election at all, because I do feel like the media being very harsh on Anthony Albanese. But is that just because all media in Australia is pretty conservative and right wing?
I feel they're being harsh on everyone. That's kind of my idea when I think about Australian politics.
Yeah, like
everyone hates ScoMo.
Well, I feel the public is being very harsh on ScoMo, not the media.
I think it depends on what media you're taking in. I'm only taking in like Friendly Geordies and like YouTube channels.
Does Friendly Geordies get paid by the Labor Party?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he does get some money because he puts out a lot of content about stuff.
It'd be very interesting to uncover this.
I think it's pretty well known. Like
that he gets paid by the Labor
I think
Party.
he gets paid. I'm not sure what those arrangements would be, but I'm pretty sure it's a smart tactic.
Would that kind of delegitimize him if that did come out?
Well, I guess it aligns with his values anyways, so...
It's funny, like, these people are paying you, and you're, like, saying how great they are. I would be saying that probably, too, if they were paying me. Do you know what I mean? I'll be like,
basically, yeah, we'll just pay us. We'll say whatever you want us to.
I went to my nephew's soccer game the other day, and the coach, my sister and my dad...
was like, that guy is getting a little bit too friendly with the underage girls, and it was Friendly Geordies. So we're saying Friendly Geordies may or may not be a pedophile, everyone.
Yeah, so I was at the soccer game, and the coach was leaving his son in for the whole game, and I'm like, yeah, isn't that part of the gig? You know what I mean? Like, he's like, the role comes up, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll do it. That sounds like a really good opportunity. I'll get to leave my son in for the whole game, and then he gets there and he puts his son in, and people are like, hey, why's your son been on there? And he's like,
yeah, it's funny.
Wait, why were you at a soccer game? At a kid's soccer game?
That was my nephew's.
Okay, well, you don't have a nephew though. He got caught out, everyone.
It's funny because that's been happening a bit in the NRL, and people are like calling coaches out for putting their sons in,
like favoritism.
Yeah, but like also if you've made the NRL, like they've made it already.
Yeah,
they're in a position to get selected, which means they're good enough to play at that level. I think whack them in. I used to play soccer. And the coach's son was in the team, and he used to sub him out all the time. He wasn't very good, so
his son.
Yeah,
it's awkward when the son isn't good. That's the thing. If your child's terrible, and you're like, no, he's good. Yeah, that's when it starts to become a problem. Yeah. If he's pretty good, if he's decent, it's like, yeah, take advantage of it. Sorry,
it's like having a really big cookie, and your son's like, I want a cookie. And you're like, I'm going to give the majority to my son.
That seems more unfair.
I think that's fine.
Especially because the cookies can be evenly distributed.
Like, hey, you've left your son on the field for so long. And it's like, hey, he came out of my balls. He's got to look after...
Yeah, but he's sitting down on the field. He wants to come off.
It's my day to look after my son, and I don't connect with him at all. He's staying on that field.
You might ask me. You might ask me about things.
Say if you were the coach of a soccer team and your son was very good.
Yeah.
So you left him in, and you would win all the time because your son was like, say, a good goal kicker. And then you take him off sometimes, and like the team doesn't perform as well.
Yeah.
Do you think the parents would be like, "Put your son back in, like he's our best player," or that?
And he's like, "No, I'm trying to be fair.
Fair, everyone. Yeah, if your son is the star player,
yeah, please just put him back in. He's the only one that can play."
Because I think
no, he's had his time.
I think that would just be an ethical dilemma that most coaches would have, especially coaching, younger grade soccer. Do you play your best team, or do you let everyone have a go?
And even for that emotional turmoil, I think the correct payment would be no one getting angry when he leaves his son in. I think that's perfect.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so basically, we're pretty Labor dudes. Stop giving all your money to friendly Geordies. Give a bit to us.
Yeah.
Spread it out a little bit.
Is
Yeah,
friendly
Labour, how about you
Geordies,
give us some money,
Give
huh?
us some of the money. Stop giving it all to friendly Geordies.
is friendly Geordies gonna decide who wins this election?
That's very true. Is friendly Geordies gay? This is just being completely honest here. Hey, we're just getting a little bit real.
Isn't it funny you can just ask questions about anything?
Hey, I'm just asking questions.
Just asking
Just
a question.
asking.
Is friendly Geordies
gay?
anti-Semitic? I'm just asking questions.
Is he?
Is he gay?
Well,
Would it-
nothing tells me he's not.
Have you
Nothing
asked
to
him
look at.
to do the Sausage Boys podcast?
This may be us asking him to do the podcast. Would it be an issue if he came out as gay? Would people stop listening to him? Because why is he closeted? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, very good question.
It's
Where's all the
interesting.
money going from the Labor Party? What's he spending that on? Because I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I sure as hell ain't seen a dime of it. Where's
The
that money going?
Labor Party's spending all this money to make friendly Geordies spend money at Tara Cash. And look sharp in all these videos. And
I think that's a
and
worse
brighter.
allegation to make than like you're gay.
I know you shop at Tara.
You shop at Tarot Gas.
I can't even imagine being someone like that, like a political commentator, and he goes to bed at night.
In a Tara Cash sweater. For like a reasonable... It's kind of affordable, nice clothing.
I can't even. You'd be furious all the time. There's always a new problem, and you have to be so smarmy to think your opinion is better than. No, I know what's going on. All these guys are dumb. I'm going to bed. You know what I mean?
And you feel that's how Friendly Geordies goes to bed.
He'd have to.
He's a great researcher.
He is a great researcher.
I know
will give him
he
that.
might have a little team behind him now, but like, yeah, he does some good content.
He does. He's really great at research because he's not taking women out on dates.
I got a question.
He's spending all his time watching porn and...
Or is he taking men out?
Or is he taking
on
men out?
dates?
It's usually in the gay community. It's a lot easier just to kind of meet someone than it is being a straight man, spending time hating yourself, getting rejected by girls non-stop, oogling at women on the bus. This is why Friendly Geordies has so much time to do his research. Is basically what I'm getting at.
And if he does have a staff, how's he paying for it?
Isn't that such a hot take? Man, gay men have it so easy.
They have it. They do. We're going to get to the bottom of it, and I'm sick of it.
That's why Karim's so relaxed.
That's why. No, that's why I'm so stressed out. And why Jackson?
No, it's why you're so relaxed.
No, it's why I don't sleep at night.
Have you only got
From
4
inside.
hotkeys? Is that
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
I
basically
forget what
3.
this one is. Oh, that's right.
so? You have the intro music. You have.
All right, we don't have to. We don't have to break it all down.
Yeah, break it all
I
down.
might need to know because I might have to panel this show one day.
Well, if the Labor gets behind us, we might have a couple more
We
keys.
might.
I'll say
Or
that.
if I'm taken out and a new guest comes on saying, no, let's not talk about Friendly Geordie's sexual proclivities.
Yeah.
He's just who he is. Yeah,
Don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell. And we're asking tonight.
Let's ask the big
Let's
questions. Isn't that a TV show? It's just that you can't ask that, and then they ask questions. I'm like, I thought the show was you can't ask. Now you're asking these questions. What are you doing?
Has anyone asked this?
Is this a thing?
Can I ask a question?
Friendly Geordies, am I trying to do this because I think it's going to get attention from the Australian market? Make people listen to our podcast.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the pedestrian article written about this podcast.
My point being
Failed
that-
comedians claim that successful comedian Friendly Geordies shops at Taracash.
But do you think he's happy? You know, I can't imagine being happy when you're like he just goes.
You're attracted to men, and you can't start a family.
He just goes to lunch and he's just sitting down. And he's having like lunch with his.
Probably a salad. Probably something healthy. He's kind of like conscious of how he's
just going for a run.
Is.
He's having lunch, right? Yeah. And it's like someone comes up and they're like, "Oh, I think your opinion on this is da da da," and he's like, "No." And he's got to tell them and explain the whole like.
But it must also be hard being right all the time. You know, he's always right.
Is he? I don't even know who we're talking about.
He's one of the people who have a a social media following that would pull a crowd.
And he does.
Yeah, he can pull a crowd. Neil can pull a crowd. Frenchie can pull a crowd. They have a good social media following of loyal fans that come to gigs.
And what's the common denominator? They're all gay.
Someone like Neil, I can really get behind because I'm actually friendly Geordies. No. Someone like...
because he's a bottom.
Someone
and
like
you can get behind him because...
Neil, he makes these political stances in such a funny way on Instagram.
Really?
Whatever. Yeah.
I feel he's a little bit more arrogant than friendly Geordies in a way.
I feel like he's more right.
But maybe he doesn't do it as much
I don't think
research.
Neil
Less
takes a
bias.
side, though. He just sort of...
Oh, he's pretty conservative with a lot of his
really?
ideas.
Oh,
and
for
just
real?
kind of like stands back. Or he tries to make like a conservative
I'm just
point.
asking questions.
Just asking questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
And
like,
he kind of won't go out there and be like, I'm conservative.
yeah, he's like, friendly Geordie is sexually active. That much we know.
Yeah, he's friendly Geordie, sexually active. We should just ask these questions. And if someone says yes, be like, okay, good to know. How come we've never seen him with a woman?
Yeah. I kind of like this whole approach, just asking questions.
I do like this. Okay, and the final one is Frenchie. Why is he so straight in his videos?
What is he hiding?
What's he hiding?
What? He's
Is
always
this what it's like
he's
to be a
so-
journalist? Just to go,
I know.
hey, are you gay?
Yeah.
Mr. Prime Minister, people are saying things about you. We just want to get to the bottom of this.
And I'm sure you also want to get to the bottom of something.
Do you remember there was quite a famous Australian talk show host and he would finish his interviews by asking his guests who they would turn gay for?
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
True.
This was Australian television.
Who would you turn gay for?
Has anyone mentioned me on that show?
It was such a dumb question to ask because you never got any creative answers.
Especially when you ask Jackson, because he's like, what do you mean, turn gay?
They would ask gay guests who you would turn straight for. And I think that's such a black
ask
and
you that.
white
Would
sort
they-
of way to view the world, isn't it? Like, you're either gay or straight. There's so much in between there.
Oh, completely, yeah.
Who would you turn bi for? That's what we should be asking.
Who would you turn
No,
asexual
who would
for?
you turn gay for? Who would you lose a relationship with your family for? That's the real question. Who would it be? And this is actually a question. Who would you choose?
I'm going to say Michael Cera.
Oh,
I like he's got a tight little body. I like it.
I like that. And that means you're very straight. I like that. Guys who usually pick like Vin Diesel or The Rock or John Hamm, there's something
Ooh.
going on there.
Yeah, John Hamm's attractive.
You'd go for John
Yeah.
Hamm's very attractive.
But he's a bigger dude.
Oh, actually, my girlfriend and my friend's girlfriend both said John Hamm not attractive,
Okay.
and that's why obviously
yeah, women
they're with,
don't know shit though. Like honestly, they don't know what they want.
No, you've really struck on something there. There's funny, like what guys think
Yeah.
girls find attractive is so different
But
than what
I-
girls find
They
attractive.
don't find
Okay.
John. Sorry, women. They don't know what they literally don't know what they
John
want.
Hamm.
They
I think
want
many
John
women
Hamm.
would want. What about Ryan Reynolds? Do
He's a
women
bit-
find him attractive?
He's kind of like Brad Pitt, but not as attractive and a little bit more silly. Kind of like got a silliness to him.
What about and then there's someone like what's his name, Ant-Man. He's
Oh,
in-
dang!
Paul
that guy
Rudd,
with the tired eyes. Yeah.
Tired? Oh,
Paul Rudd was
he looks well rested to
Well
me.
rested, Paul Rudd.
He
Am I
was
thinking of the right guy?
sexiest man 2021.
And he's like 50 and stunning. He's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, but again, like the same people I asked were like, yeah, he's really good looking.
He's not
I'm
John
like,
Hamm.
what the hell?
Yeah, he's not that good looking. John Hamm is beautiful.
I think Paul Rudd's up there with John Hamm.
Nah, not at all. Because what it is, John Hamm is so masculine. He's like a hyper masculine man. He's like the epitome of what a man should be.
Right.
Paul Rudd's kind of
Yeah.
got like a...
Yeah.
Who's that guy? Like McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy. He's got that
yeah.
kind of tiredness, that sleepiness to him. Women... Oh, who else has that? Is Ryan Gosling. They have this sleepiness to them. John Hamm is switched on.
You know what's really interesting? All guys on the internet are like in love with Zendaya, and all girls are in love with Tom Holland.
yeah.
And I feel like they're pushing an agenda.
They are pushing it.
I don't know who Zendaya is.
You don't know
I know a
Zendaya?
little bit about Tom Holland.
Did you see Spider-Man?
No. What am I, 12? Like, grow up.
There we go. Yeah, this is. I always feel like this when it comes to the Marvel and
There will only
kids
ever
movies.
be one Spider-Man, and that is Toby.
And that is me.
Fucking
That is
Maguire.
That is Friendly Geordies because Spider-Man actually will have a boyfriend in that sequel.
In that metaverse.
Who's gonna play the boyfriend?
Jackson Grant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was alley-ooping you for friendly Geordies. God damn it.
There we go. He got caught out. I like that. Yeah, it is for kids. It's for children. All those superhero movies are for children. There's only one Spider-Man. They should have just left it at that.
Yeah. What was wrong with it?
Oh, yeah, it was perfect.
Couple of things. The third one was very bad, but besides that,
What happened in the third one?
he becomes emo.
Ah, dang.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that was amazing.
You like
Because
that?
it was a period and then he kind of became good again at the end.
Sure. Don't
Which
spoil
is-
it. Jeez.
Sorry, but don't listen to this, everyone.
What kind of films are you into?
I re-watched on Easter Donnie Darko.
Oh, dang, I've never watched Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
So I was like joking, it's like an Easter film because there's a rabbit in it.
Nice.
But
That's
it's more
good.
of a Halloween film when you really analyze the thing, which I did.
What's it go? He's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, schizophrenic, psychosis, then looks into, I guess, portals and wormholes and time
And
travel.
he sees a universe where
Friendly
friendly
Geordies
Geordies
is
is straight.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Again, don't spoil it, guys.
Yeah. No,
I-
I kind of remember watching and being very confused by that movie as a kid.
Yeah, we'll rewatch it
was
as
great.
a 25-year-old, and you'll like it.
Dang.
Very old film. Jake Gyllenhaal's very young in it, and his sister plays his sister, which is cool. Directed by Richard Kelly, written and directed by Richard Kelly. Good film.
Donnie Darko.
Yeah,
I might have to give that a watch. It's one of those movies I've heard about forever and I just haven't come around to.
it
I don't
came
know
out
what
in
it is.
2001,
Dang.
and it came out like a few weeks after September 11.
Yeah.
And in the trailer, there was a scene where an aeroplane engine lands on a house.
Oh.
And they had to cut that from the trailer.
Oh, one of those things.
What else is that?
Yeah,
A Beastie Boys album or Limp Bizkit or one of those? And there was the towers and a plane going into it.
That's Beastie Boys, is it?
Even in Spider-Man, there was going to be a scene where
Spider-Man hijacks a plane.
That's when he got real dark. Yeah,
Spider-Man. This is a box cutter. Tobey Maguire, dang.
he was going to swing between the World Trade Centers. I think they
Oh,
they had
wow.
it in the film and they had to cut that out.
Dang.
Now a lot of films premiere on September 11th. Because it's such a memorable date. You'll remember it. And go, oh, yeah,
interesting.
the new,
Interesting.
whatever, Toy Story's coming out on September 11th.
September 11. That's really... I thought that would be like a big no-no.
I think it's like such a memorable day.
Camera's about to go off. They also had to cut out the scene in the new Friendly Geordies video where he goes on a date with another man in the Twin Towers.
Was that really worth not changing the camera battery?
Let's ask the audience. What other movies?
Movies. I love like bad sketch comedy films. So I love like Hot Rod with Andy Samberg. I love Wayne's World
Amazing.
with Mike Myers.
Amazing.
I recently watched House of Gucci.
Oh, was that good?
Brilliant. Loved it. Everyone said it was bad because Adam Driver and Lady Gaga were really horrible at doing like an Italian accent. I thought they were fine.
Oh, they did Italian accents. Yeah.
Like, it wasn't as good as like Chris Pratt's Mario, but it was pretty good. Good film.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
long. I think it's about 3 hours, but yeah, very nice film. What else? I watched some M. Night Shyamalan film recently.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was, interesting. It's
And the
pretty-
plot twist at the end is Friendly Geordies is actually
The weird thing was there was no twist at the end.
Really?
The film was called Old. I think it's on Amazon Prime. So
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one's seen it. And it was like, again, a conceptual film, but there wasn't like that classic M. Night twist at the end.
No twist. Maybe he's doing that purposefully. Where it's like,
Yeah.
it's like when the Black Mirror,
Yeah.
that last Black Mirror episode with Miley Cyrus, it didn't have a twist.
Or when you like flip a joke, you don't go the obvious route. you take the audience on a wild journey with
Friendly Geordies just has a video. It's like, hey guys, here's my girlfriend in the background. Sorry. Anyway, back to why the Liberal Party's bad. Yeah, but anyway, back into your life. So you're a body surfer.
Oh, geez, yeah.
We actually had a surfer on last week.
Really?
Finn. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He's a
Finn
professional
Padman.
surfer.
Was that a good episode? Was it better than this episode?
That was a very nice
Did
episode.
you out anyone on that episode?
Who did we out on that episode? I think we outed Vin Diesel, The Rock.
I thought we already knew about that.
Oh, actually, he was saying Sarah Marco.
It's gay.
No, Finn was saying Sarah Marco is just like a hack that does. Oh no, wait, that wasn't. No, we didn't out anyone.
I like that you're getting two rangers back to back as well. Like,
Oh, that's true. Two Ranger surfers.
yeah, and that's a bad combo. Like to be ginger and then have a hobby that requires you to be out in the sun a lot.
I know. You'd never think Rangers could actually be in the water for that long.
No, and when I go into the water sometimes, if I go down the beach, lifeguards normally go, hey, like, between the flags, mate, because I look like an English backpacker.
Oh,
and they're like, we do not want to rescue you from Backpackers Rip, but I kind of know what I'm doing.
Right.
I can swim.
But you body surf.
Body
though.
surfing,
When did you
yeah.
start doing that? How long have you been doing it for?
I guess my whole life. It's one of those things you do as soon as you start to learn how to swim and go into the beach. Like, if there's a wave, you'll just sort of jump onto it. But then later down the track, I was kind of bodyboarding. I was kind of stand-up surfing.
So you were standing up as well. This seems to be
Yeah.
the idea that people who are body surfers are cop-outs.
Well, I feel like I'm
cowards.
a failed surfer.
Oh,
like,
you're a failed
I wasn't a very good surfer.
Yeah.
And then I just love being in the water, though. And then we found out there was like this community of people that body surf and take it kind of
Wait, you don't have to
seriously.
stand up?
Yeah.
That really hard thing to do? We don't have to do that?
And there was like people making these hand planes that you could put on your hands to sort of go fast, and you get like
yeah.
really nice flippers. And there was like
Oh,
it
you
was
get
really
the flippers as well. It's like
Flippers
basically a
are great.
cheat code.
yeah.
What are they going to bring next? It's like, as soon as I started seeing the flippers, I was like, come on. Seriously, you've got to stop at some point. What else can you have? Like a boat?
I feel like the hand plane and the flippers is where it stops. no one's going beyond.
I know, you
that.
can't go beyond that. It feels like there's just so much.
What
added
about for
on.
body surfers? What about kind of like a, what do you call it? Like a board that they lie on?
That would be crazy if they did that. Then there would be actually no talent or skill involved at all.
It'd be pretty sick though. They could kind of stand up on there even.
No, they wouldn't though. You don't stand up.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd
right.
It's like
That would require skill.
It's like if you could like create like a motorcycle, but it had like 4 wheels, and you could like sit down in it, and like it had a roof and windows, and you could listen to the radio. That'd be cool.
And that's what body surfing basically is. It's surfing in a hotel room. They've got like glamping. What could they call that? Body surfing. You could call it
Cramping.
home body surfing, or you could call it. There's a name anyway. it's glamping for surfers.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah, we're attacking everyone today. We've attacked Sarah Marco, Friendly Geordies, body surfing.
I've never been good at body surfing.
Do you surf?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Am I getting confused? You do bodyboarding or body surfing?
So bodyboarding, you'd have like a foam board. Body
Yeah.
surfing, you get rid of that.
Wait a second.
So you're just using your body.
I'm going crazy here. I assumed you were bodyboarding.
Yeah. Which is also really cool.
Wait, you
and
are
fun.
bodyboarding or you body surfing?
Body surfing.
Body surfing's cool.
Yeah.
I like body
no
surfing.
board.
I'm great at body surfing.
And anyone can do it. And like you can do it without the gear. Like you can definitely just jump in after a swim or after a surf, get rid of your surfboard and just muck around in the shoreys. But you can get some bigger, nicer waves if you take it a bit more serious. And yeah, it's
I'm
fun.
a real big body surfer,
Yeah.
actually. I'm a real big body surfer.
It's good gear.
It's great.
Correct.
It's my
Like,
favorite thing to do in the
Yeah,
world.
I grew up on the beach and like that's what you do.
I grew up
What
on
beach?
I grew up on the beach as well.
Mollymook.
Oh, yeah,
Ulladulla.
yeah, nice.
I was just never good at it. Like people that could actually shred.
There's
know
a
what I mean?
good scene down there, comedy and body surfing and bodyboarding. There's these guys called the South Coast Chompers.
Dang.
Oh, yeah.
They're bodyboarders,
Oh, they're bodyboarders.
and they
okay.
they can catch a wave. They're really cool.
Yeah, there's so many shredders down there, man.
Down south,
Yeah.
yeah.
body surf shredders.
Surfers.
Did Finn
Oh,
talk
surfers.
about surfing at all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a failed surfer.
But he was real good.
He was really good.
He was
apparently.
real good.
Yeah.
And now he's a comedian.
Now he's a comedian who, he basically outlined how his life could be completely different if he nailed this trick that he didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any moments like that in your life? Massive kind of fork in the road moments like that? Or it's all been kind of...
There's heaps of stuff like that I think about. Even like going back to school, it's like, if I just had done a bit more, I probably wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now. But I'm very passionate about radio, which is funny because it's such a dying medium, but it's just...
Oh, it's not really. I guess if you consider podcasting, it's the fastest growing medium in the world.
Yeah. But I used to work in radio, and I remember... one of the announcers was going on a break, and they were going to make me like fill in on the breakfast show as like the main anchor announcer guy.
Dang.
And I was like 21.
Ooh.
And I freaked out and couldn't do it. And I'm like,
Are you kidding? What'd you do?
I don't know. But
you
if
got onto the mic and just kind of...
no, I never
had
got
nothing to
that
say.
far. But I'm like, if I had that opportunity now, I would like take it by the balls. I'd fucking shred. But like, I wouldn't. I'd be like this.
You probably would, man. You probably...
Yeah, I don't know. But that's one that I think of what would have happened. And it's not like it wasn't going to be my huge break, but it would have been cool to like say, hey, I hosted a little show on the radio.
21 years old. You know what I mean?
People are doing it at that age, I think.
Gosh, do you have kind of any sort of dreams of radio again? Like, would you want to get back
I'd love
into...
to, yeah. But I don't know what it would look like. And as you say, podcasting's the thing of the future, and I've got this little podcast that does okay now, so that's fun. But there's something about live radio and having
Bang the lights on.
but knowing there's an audience, like you press record, you go, who's gonna listen to this? Where if you're live on the air, like people are tuned in there and there. And you could like drop a C-bomb and it would be heaps funny.
That's true.
Yeah, you can't do that on radio.
And then if you were gay, you could actually draw a crowd and tour with whatever you were doing.
Okay.
That's a little shot at our friendly Geordies, Neil Kolaka and Frenchie. Everyone. They're homosexuals.
Instead of like the redneck comedy tour, they do the gay influencer tour.
They do the silk scarf comedy
That's pretty
tour.
much how I feel about it in comedy. Anyone that's more successful than me
Is gay.
is probably... Well, I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying they are.
I love that idea, like trying to find out why you aren't succeeding. And usually it is because everyone is either gay, Jewish, or like grew up with money.
Nothing to do with our lack of talent, that's for sure.
Never.
It's always
Never.
something else.
If I was gay and Jewish, I would rule the world.
Yeah.
That seems to be everyone's understanding.
So we got to find a way to make you Jewish and you'd rule the world.
Yeah, that's the sound because it's a lie. That's the lie sound effect, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay, so you're body surfing
Yeah, body surfing's cool.
forever. You're still doing that right now?
Yeah, well, I went for a body surf recently at Manly. That was lovely. Manly's
Nice.
a nice little spot. I live in the Southern Shire, so I surf a lot in Cronulla, but also I try and go down south a bit as well. And
What are you talking about? Friendly Geordies when he sees a guy? Goes down south on them.
I'm opening for Friendly Geordie soon, so it's going to be so
Are you actually?
awkward. No.
No, I'm not gay. Dang, wait, so you grew up in Cronulla?
Yeah. My parents moved over from Liverpool.
Liverpool, England?
No. The western suburbs.
I didn't know you were a geezer. I didn't know you were a fellow geezer.
I was in a little band called the Beatles. No, we moved from the western suburbs and moved at a very good time when real estate was affordable, and then got this nice little place in the Shire, and then my dad would take us to the beach, chuck us onto some waves. There's I remember as a kid just Dad would push us out the back and just push us onto these huge rollers. And
Dang.
It was scary.
And he used to say,
crying.
quick, there are Lebanese people behind you. Which there we go. Which goes into our topic. Where were you in 2000?
I've got a bit of a story.
Oh,
but
you do? Okay.
I don't like talking about this, but it happened. So I guess we got
of
it.
course.
So
I was down on the beach and I was just wailing on them. I tell you, just doing like combos. You had like slurs going on at the same time.
So I'm trying to work out how old I would have been. Probably about 14, 15 when the Cronulla riots happened. Dang. And I went to a Christian school and we would go surfing for sport.
Oh, so you were like the prime candidate for who would have been.
And we were getting dressed in, I think it was North Cronulla, just the lifeguard sheds there, I think. What are they called? The change rooms.
Yeah.
And we were putting our wetsuits on, and these blokes came in and just started beating the shit out of us.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
14 years old, you go down as a group,
Yeah.
and you just start getting beaten up.
Yeah, so a mate got just like hit in the back of the head. He went down. I've never seen anyone get knocked out like that. Like you could just see the lights go off in his eyes, and he hit his head on, I guess, like a bench.
Dang.
And then someone had a belt and was whipping another one of my friends.
What?
And then we just started yelling. We were just like, "Oi, what are you doing? Get out of here!" And I think that kind of scared them. They ran away.
Were they young?
Yeah, youngish.
And were they ethnic?
No comment.
Okay,
And
comment.
and then
Were they friendly Geordies fans?
they were Labor supporters. That's what I'll say. They were Labor supporters.
Let's
But
just say they didn't like his lifestyle. It goes against the Quran. That's just such a bad stereotype. It's not a...
and then because we were yelling and we caused a bit of a ruckus, some lifeguards came in and it's like, what happened? We're like, hey, these guys just started bashing us. The lifeguards ran after them, found them at Cronulla Station, and they took them to the police station. They got questioned. My mates who got attacked got questioned. And then we never really heard about what happened. There was no real follow-up. But I think 2 or 3 weeks later, the Cronulla riots happened.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
So you basically set the scene for the Cronulla riots. Wow. Everyone, we found it.
But
This is the man right here.
But the question is, why did they come and...
Why did they do that to you randomly?
I think it was a hate crime. Yeah, for sure.
Were you calling them something? Were you guys calling them something? It just sounds a little bit too perfect. They came out of nowhere and they just started wailing on you.
This is why you don't like telling the story.
The only thing that we may have been doing
No, and be completely honest, yeah.
is acting like young boys.
And young...
You know how young boys
You know
are.
how young boys act.
Yeah.
Go back to your own country.
You know.
They say things like that.
They say things like that.
We would have.
They
I think
say-
we would have been like slapping a fanny or calling each other gay and that sort of thing.
What are we must be young boys on this podcast here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've told this story to a few people. I don't know if they are linked. I like to think that they are, but I'm not sure.
Wow. That's a very...
Obviously, the Cronulla riots is way bigger than, the class of 2007 Southern Shire Christian School. But that could... Because I remember some lifeguards were targeted as well. So I'm wondering if they were the same lifeguards that helped us out that day.
That's very interesting. And, I guess growing up in the area, had you heard of any other attacks before this one?
Never.
So this was like the first...
Yeah.
This was kind of a strange...
Yeah.
So you didn't feel any tension in general in the area?
No, never. Until that day. And I can't even remember where I was the day it happened. I think I was probably at home. I could hear helicopters and stuff going over. Yeah, it's a dark day. A dark day in history.
It's crazy, man. Like Riv says he was in Bankstown and he remembers it going on, and then he went to school and there was brawls and stuff
Really?
as like spillover. Because of
Wow.
that.
Yeah. Well, I know they tried to shut the bridges down and all that sort of stuff. It's horrific stuff. I've watched a few documentaries about it, and it's just
Hey, that's me.
It's like playing Where's Wally? Racist Where's Wally?
Wait, is that Friendly Geordies with another man? Background.
Friendly Geordies was kissing an Islamic guy. They're like Romeo and Juliet. You two cannot be together.
That's the real reason behind the Krella riots. Friendly Geordies kissing a Lebanese man.
Where's Friendly Geordies from?
Probably.
Cream's wet dreams.
Okay, you got me. Oh, that was very good. Where's Friendly Geordies from? Just check Jackson's search history. No. Where is Friendly Geordies from? He's probably from somewhere on Oxford Street.
It's an intense bit of history.
Yeah.
Very
absolutely.
intense. So during the day, did you go out at all?
No. I was very young and just at home. I heard stories of my friends. Like, some people got the text messages.
Oh, did you get the text
I
message?
didn't get it. I think I even had a phone. I think one of my friends was out on the day. I've seen this horrible footage because it was like anyone who looked brown.
Dang.
So like
Friendly Geordies just comes out from the tanning salon. He's like,
seriously,
guys, I'm a gay man. I'm not ethnic. I just like to look brown and bronze because it looks good on my olive skin.
there was some footage of people who like may have even lived in the area that were just going for a walk and just getting smashed. Yeah, it's awful stuff.
Gosh.
But I don't know, like nothing like that has happened since, especially in that area. And
Because we taught them a lesson. The lesson was learnt, everyone.
But I find beaches all over Australia now to be very diverse.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Especially, there's a beach I love going down south, Stanwell Tops.
Right.
Have you ever surfed there?
No.
It's pretty close to my place, and it's real diverse beach. So, and I'm not like it's in a small town, in down south, and I'm not even sure what the population would be. So people would travel all over the place to get to this beach because maybe it's just a really friendly, fun beach to go to.
True. Oh, it's working. Perfect.
This
Yeah,
seems like a real
We got
bad
to
way
find
to
a better way.
run.
We got to find a better way.
Can I donate a camera to the podcast?
No.
I feel it's,
No,
you know
you
what
can't.
it is? It's almost
No,
like a
you
quick
can't.
little
Only
reminder.
Labour can donate a camera to this podcast.
It's a good little way just to make sure we're on track.
Right.
I find it. It's almost like a good little reminder.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's been 15 minutes.
Yeah. So you just want to do 4 of those and then you're good.
4 of those, then we're good.
Yeah.
Breaks it up, keeps us a little bit honest.
What's the longest you've ever done in terms of like stand up?
8 minutes?
8 minutes, yeah.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm struggling to get the 5.
I'm always struggling.
Yeah, I'm struggling to get the 5, man.
Yeah, it's funny. I went and watched some comedy on the weekend, and the person performing kept checking their phone to see how long they had done. It's cool.
Oh, wow. Gosh. Because I know, I've only really done open mics. I haven't done any.
2 hours.
Yeah. What, was that a light you were giving me? Oh, I thought you were taking a photo. I thought I was killing.
I was hosting one time, and there was a guy, and he just wouldn't stop.
Even though you
Oh,
lit him?
really?
Yeah, lit him. He just was not giving me...
I was at I did a booked gig the other day, and someone went over and they cut the mic and played music.
Oh, wow.
Get them off. But I guess you can't do that at every open mic.
No, this is at Nag's Head.
So what, you bill them?
There was no bell. I just
a
had the
light.
light. Just like people were kind of like looking around at me, and I was like walking up to
What
the
is he gonna
stage, and the
do?
guy would walk to the other side
so
of the
he's
stage.
he's almost doing a bit with it.
Yeah, but it was kind of funny, but people were laughing.
It's actually a very funny
He
bit.
wasn't picking up that it wasn't his material.
What was the dude? What was his story? What did he look like?
He kind of...
Let's just say, would
He
he
was
be
kind of-
targeted
he was-
on the
he was kind of-
Cronulla Beach in 2004?
He was like a political commentator. And he...
Hey, Friendly's got to go work out his material somewhere.
Yeah, they should call him a little bit too friendly, Geordie.
Who's the biggest drop in you've had at like an open mic?
Probably Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Probably Rock. Louis.
Yeah, Louis was a big one.
Louis
yeah.
came in on Tim Dillon popped around Crown Comedy after the show.
Yeah. Crown Comedy finished before the Late Show started.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's not in a good place right now.
Because I was thinking that. I'm like, hey, imagine
I know. Imagine if
if
Timmy
Dylan dropped in
comes by.
tonight.
Yeah.
So I went to Crown just to see because I thought it could happen.
Oh, really? Oh, no. There was a weird part of me that thought he would. Like, where's the worst room in all of Sydney? Let me drop in on it.
If you were a big comedian,
Yeah.
Which
would
we
you
are.
drop into open mics?
We are, and we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We do.
Yeah.
We go into Crown, and I was like, okay, Tim's probably going to do the same.
Yeah.
Because we do it. I definitely would.
You go up to Gabby, go, hey, can I do a spot? He goes, yeah, I'll put you down the bottom. You're like, no, just put me in. Like,
Yeah,
next.
put me in.
Yeah.
Put me in now.
I'll do a. Who was that guy? Griffith? He's in like. I feel like he's in like scary movies and things like that.
Oh, Eddie Griffin.
Eddie Griffin would do like 2 hours at the comedy store,
Dang.
That's
bump
rough.
everyone and stuff. That's what he
Chappelle would do that as well. They'd say he'd do like 4 hours. He'd go for 4 hours.
But at what rooms was Chappelle doing that
I
at?
think that was, maybe not open mics. I think that was at New York comedy clubs.
Well, Chappelle will do like, Carnegie Hall.
Mm.
And then at the end, get everyone to come back and do another 2 hours of new material and stuff like that.
Yes. That's probably what I was thinking.
So
of.
Chappelle's treating Carnegie Hall as an open mic.
That's
pretty much,
crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But
Wait, so
wouldn't it be fun if you got real big just to drop into an open mic?
it's the most beautiful thing to do, I think. I think it's
Well-
the coolest thing you can do.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. When Jim Jeffries, I think, was in WA, he asked Mick Malloy to come to a spot at a room he was running.
Right.
And Mick Malloy, I think, said no. And now Jim Jeffries is a huge star. And
Dang.
Mick's like, I should have done that spot.
It's going to be Michael Marcus soon. He's going to be coming back.
It's
That is going to be Michael Marcus, everyone.
It's a good lesson to learn. Always be nice to everyone because you never know what they're going to become.
Always be friendly because you never know what Geordie's is going to become. He's going to become a gay guy.
Can Geordie's become much bigger than what he already is?
I become a lot bigger than I am whenever I look at
Is
Geordie's.
Geordie a shower or a grower?
Is Geordie's a shower or a grower? Let's just put a guy in front of him
He
and
could.
see what he
He's-
does.
He's still young, isn't he?
I feel like he'd be my age. I think he'd be in his 30s.
Yeah, he'd probably be in his 30s, I'd say. I think he's great. I love friendly Geordies. I think he's just going to keep on getting bigger and bigger. He'll end up having a podcast. I don't know if he has a podcast.
He would have a podcast, yeah. He'd have.
I
I think
think-
he's got a few.
If he, because I know he had one with Neil Kolhatka. I don't know if he has a solo one.
You'd
And-
be stupid not to.
I know, because he could almost go that sort of Rogan route. Or not even Rogan route. He could go like the Spanian sort of route and just have like a lot of promo on just a solo podcast, and he just has certain political figures come on.
How many
I'm sure he
Patreons
does.
you got?
Oh, he's on the Patreon.
He's on the page.
Is this on the Patreon?
Okay, let's have a look.
You got a sausage Patreon?
Nah, we don't.
We
yet.
don't.
We don't. 980.
980 patrons.
That's a bit of coin.
Interesting.
Oh wait, he does it for $1.50.
Yeah, he's got like a cheap one. Interesting.
Still pretty good. There'd be people paying.
Oh, you got a $14 one.
Does Friendly have an OnlyFans?
Does Friendly have an OnlyFans?
I'm not typing in OnlyFans.
Okay.
Just type
nice.
Friendly OnlyFans. And
Oh,
see
it's
what
wait, it's
pops
already
up.
coming up. Yeah, it came up like as it came up as soon as we typed in friendly. It came in friendly
It's
Geordie's
OnlyFans,
on
yeah.
Jackson's Google.
Are there any geniuses in comedy?
Yeah, so many. Don't you think? Like
Bigger than
some
Kanye
comedians are
West.
so prolific.
Bigger than Kanye West.
Yeah, I think so.
Who?
I think Dave Chappelle obviously is one of the most prolific stand-up comedians of.
So you'd say he's a genius and Kanye West isn't?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Louis?
Louis a genius.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
Bill Burr.
You think Bill Burr is more of a genius than Kanye West?
Yeah.
He's a genius at that one, at comedy.
He's all right at comedy.
I think he's a very good actor as well. I think Bill Burr's
I
a
haven't
great
seen him in
actor.
any
Yeah.
films.
Kevin Hart?
He's a genius.
Genius.
Friendly Geordies.
The Rock?
I think The Rock has done stand-up.
Oh, he should have done stand-up.
I think he did like the Apollo.
Really?
What? Yeah.
The Rock?
I'm pretty sure there's a story about him doing stand-up. I could be completely wrong,
Yeah.
but I think it was the night
That was Chris
Steve
Rock.
Harvey did really well. So Steve Harvey tells a story that he got booked to do the Apollo. He's living in his car, and everyone before him bombed, and everyone before him were like bigger names and stuff. And I think one of those person doing a spot was The Rock.
Dang, he bombed.
I could be making that up.
Wow.
Do you have a fact checker guy over there in the corner?
Yeah, we actually do. We've got Noah in the corner. He said he's not going to do it. He said he's not actually going to do it. Dang, but I do want to get into... How did you get into stand-up?
Oh, I think I just have always had a love for stand-up. It's funny, we were talking before about how some people get into stand-up to get somewhere else, either TV, radio, or acting. But some people do stand-up just because they love stand-up. And I mentioned at the start of the podcast that I was a huge fan of Dimitri Martin, Mitch Hedberg, and Stephen Wright. And I love just trying to write simple jokes. Not always one-liners, but just like really simple, well-worded jokes. So I just would muck around doing that. I was writing jokes from a young age with the intention of one day I'm going to be a stand-up comedian.
So you've really thought this out.
Yeah.
And you did mention you did it 10 years ago and then stopped.
Yeah.
And why did you stop?
Because I was so bad at it.
Really?
And you've seen me now. And I'm not much better, but yeah, I was heaps bad. I was also like 21, 22, 23, I think. So you don't have a lot of life experience. It's crazy now that there's some guys coming up like Finn, who are heaps good already, and they're so young. And I'm like, man, I was nothing like that. I wish I was more like that. But yeah, I think coming back at a later stage, I'm a lot older, a lot wiser, hopefully a bit funnier, and also know what audience want in a way, and just a bit better at writing jokes. Even, do you ever do jokes and you're like, why am I doing this joke? Like, it's not for you at all. It's for them. Like, you just do a joke, that's hacky, but the audience is going to eat it up.
I don't.
You only do stuff for yourself?
Mostly. I'm pretty kind of pure when it comes to stand-up. Most of my bits kind of...
You do a lot of one-liners as well.
Yeah, a lot of one-liners, a lot of weird stuff, just like challenging the audience.
Do you like those guys I mentioned?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I could see a lot of that in your stuff.
Yeah, I think I like a lot of the anti-humor sort of dudes.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely more of my vibe. Wait, because what did you do during the 10 years off?
Just worked.
Really?
Worked, went to uni, did some stuff.
Dang.
Yeah.
Did you think about it?
All the time. But I never wrote anything down or never really did anything. So I just got all my jokes that I wrote when I was like 13 and started doing those again.
Dang.
They still
That's
work,
crazy. What's the first joke you ever wrote? Do you remember?
Like, what's the deal with the Cronulla riots?
Why does it feel so good to knock out all these ethnic people?
But I would do it in like a Jay Leno kind. I'd be like, hey, what's the deal with these Cronulla riots? You hear about this? You hear about these guys getting smashed in the face with
so
baseball
good.
bats?
Just to get them on the ground like that?
I want to do a character called Jay Leno with no punchlines. Which is him going, have you heard about this? Have you seen this, people? And then there's nothing. Just 10 minutes of that.
What about Jay Keno? When it's like the Keno gambling.
What about? He's just saying numbers.
I'm just saying
13.
287.
What about?
Hey, buddy, go home to your family.
What about friendly Jay Leno's?
Hey, I'm gay. I had a problem with it. I'm just not going to tell anyone. You hear about this? I'm gay. I'm a gay guy.
Yeah. You hear the Liberal Party want to privatize Medicare? Have you heard about this, people? Have you seen this?
Hey, ScoMo. He's going to Hawaii again. What's going on here? He's going to Hawaii as much as I'm going out on Oxford Street looking for a partner.
My biggest fear is like audiences, especially younger audiences, don't know who Jay Leno is. He was the host of The Tonight Show for 25 years.
That's on them. He's bigger than... You should know of him outside of comedy, I think.
Yeah.
But young audiences... It's pretty... I remember going to comedy shows when I was younger, like fresh out of high school kind of thing. And you need something so obviously silly, some kind of dick joke, something loud.
Yeah.
And they kill.
It's why lookalike jokes do so well.
What do you look like?
I got when I was saying, like, do you ever do jokes just for the audience? I do this joke. I hate this joke. I hated it the day I wrote it.
Yeah.
And it did so well the first time I tried it at an open mic.
Yeah.
And then I've never stopped doing it.
What was it?
So I do a joke. I look like hipster Ned Flanders.
Oh, that's good.
I look like Ned Flanders if he got really into Mumford & Sons and homebrewed kombucha.
That's great.
And it kills every time.
That's so good. I was going to say something about like a hipster Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
That could also
But Ed
work.
Sheeran is kind of hipster.
But he's not as hipster. Going into the idea, I can see Jackson's giving this look. I want to go into the idea of hipsterdom. And are you a hipster, and is Jackson a hipster? We talk about this a lot. You seem like the quintessential hipster. Everything about
Tim just
you
goes
is...
to me.
That is
Yeah. Do you know he got his pants like, what is it? You got a tailor to kind of lift them up.
Take him up.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the most hipster thing you've ever heard?
Well, they're trackies.
And he did it to
Yeah.
track pants.
Well, they weren't like cuffed.
But you wear these out of the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
What do you think? We're going to have this will be the segment, hipster or not.
I wore them to a nice Italian restaurant recently.
I would, unless you're going so anti-hipster that it's hipster.
I don't.
Okay, do you consider yourself a hipster?
No.
And I think that's what every hipster says, which is I always find very interesting.
Here's how it starts. He's calling
This
you a
is how it
hipster.
starts. So you don't think you're a hipster?
I don't think so. I'm from the Shire.
When you shave everywhere, the rest of your face apart from your moustache, you don't think that's hipstery?
I have the moustache because I have no top lip. And the
Okay.
moustache kind of covers that.
Then where's your moustache coming from?
Well, I've just got a lot of skin
Yeah, right.
and no actual lip. So
Okay.
it's just sitting on the skin part.
What's going on with the shirt? The what is it? A plaid?
Flannelette.
Yeah, flannel.
I wear a lot of flannel. I think it looks good on everyone.
Okay, and what's going on with the glasses? Why are they so circular? And what have you got, like a leopard print?
Yeah, I like the tortoiseshell. I'm a big fan of David Letterman, and he would wear these sort of glasses and things like that. But I think now that like everyone's kind of wearing them, that's why they are a bit hipstery. But
Okay, now
if
let's
you
keep going.
If
The
you go
shoes.
back and watch like people from the 90s wearing these ridiculous glasses, they would look so out of place.
Okay.
No one wore glasses.
It's funny because I feel every single hipster is in complete denial.
Right.
What's going on with the shoes?
Well, these shoes
Okay, let's hear what they are.
I got on sale.
Yeah.
So they retail for about $600.
So you have $600 shoes.
I got them for $400.
Oh wow! So you still paid a crazy amount of dollars.
But I was like, I have to buy them. Like that's such a good discount, and they last forever, and they're so comfy.
They look so hipstery. What kind
s-
of shoes are they? They're like kind of these cowboy sort of.
Yeah,
boots.
yeah. So they are. Do we mention the brand?
No, mention
So
it.
they're RM Williams.
Wow.
Which
Okay.
I see
There's
a
a
lot
photo
of
of you. Just type in
Jackson
what is a
started looking
hipster.
up,
That looks like
photos of
Weezer.
hipsters.
It looks like Weezer's album.
I think
cover.
that literally looks like you right there. You
Yeah.
kind of are a blend of all of these guys in one.
It's funny that the flannelette shirt became
Look
the
at the
hipster look.
shoes.
Yeah, they're nice.
That guy's wearing your shoes.
I never. I've started doing a bit of the cuff jeans as
You
well.
started.
Yeah.
And you're doing all this stuff and you don't think you're a hipster.
no. Would you?
All right, ready? Watch this. All right. So
That's Jackson.
So Tim
Yeah.
looks like these guys, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the conventional kind of hipster here.
Yeah.
I don't look like that.
You do look like that.
No.
You look exactly like that.
I'm wearing a whatever this hoodie is.
Yeah. You look like Tim. Sorry to say, you look like your
Do
brothers.
all white people look the same to you?
Yes, in Newtown and St. Peters, they definitely do. You look like this is your idol, where you get all your looks from.
Point to one of these people and
Okay.
point out something that they're wearing that I am.
Okay, what are you wearing? That they're wearing. Okay.
Nothing.
Scroll. Go for a scroll.
Okay, let me go for a scroll. I'm gonna
is
find
that a
somewhere.
beanie? Is that a heanie?
Yeah, that does
That's
look
not
like a
what I'm
beanie.
wearing.
Okay.
I'm not wearing that. For anyone listening at home and not watching the video, I do not look like a hipster, and I am not a
Okay,
hipster.
Hipster. Oh.
The beard's
Okay, that
a
guy
big
literally
part,
has your
isn't it?
beanie on.
No,
Let's
he
start.
doesn't.
That looks like me.
That looks exactly.
That's
That looks like
me.
Jackson as well. That's literally you. It's awkward. It's awkward to kind of look this up and you're both realizing you are every
Yeah.
single person here.
But what am I meant to do? I'm just meant to look like a,
What you're meant to do was just admit, okay, yeah, I'm kind of a hipster. Because you care about how you look. We had this big conversation with
I would say I'm a funky taste maker. Like
which is what every single
That's
hipster
that,
would say.
yeah.
Okay, so what do you drink in terms of coffee and
I don't drink coffee,
that's a real hipster move.
and I'm a year and a half sober, so I don't drink any alcohol.
Why don't you? Because you overdosed on craft beers.
Yeah,
in
I
2000.
used to love a craft beer as well.
Okay,
so
you like a
that's
good craft
hipstery,
beer.
isn't it? Yeah.
That's okay. What about coffee? Did you ever drink coffee?
No, never.
You've never had coffee.
No.
Do you have decaf or anything?
I don't drink it. I don't know much about coffee.
Why?
I'm just not a fan of it.
Really?
Don't need it.
Okay, interesting.
Am I a hipster quiz?
Oh, here we go. We're looking up a
Here we
hipster quiz. Let's look it up.
All right.
BuzzFeed have a little quiz here. Are you a hipster? Okay. Let's see how we go.
So
Do you look like the guy in the photo? And that'll be a yes for both of you.
check any that are true for you. Are you?
Insist. Foreign shows remain in
This is
America.
we don't want this.
You have podcast merchandise.
Hosting a podcast.
Hosting a podcast is the most hipster thing.
It
I
is.
walked in here. There were two dudes. It was Jackson and Jackson's brother. And then there were some hipsters in the background playing guitars.
Wait, what are you
singing
talking about? I don't
music.
have a brother.
Your brother's right here.
Oh.
Yeah. We're looking at more hipster.
I don't know how we're going to get to the bottom of this.
So you both are in denial that you're hipsters as well, which I do find very interesting. I do find that a real a thing that kind of represents the modern day hipster. And the first question in this quiz should be, are you a hipster? And if you click no, you are.
Are you a hipster?
Huh?
Are you a hipster?
Me?
Yeah.
I have hipster qualities. And I'm not...
Are you a hipster, yes or no?
I can't say. Oh, here we go.
Bro, you're wearing a
Do you get annoyed when people talk about...
You're wearing a Von Dutch hat.
I know, that's not hipster.
I don't think you're a hipster.
I don't think I'm hipster at all.
It looks like you went to Paddy's Markets in the 90s.
Well, I'm getting called out on my fashion sense. What am I here with Friendly Geordies?
Do you get it? Do you get annoyed when people talk about or follow old trends?
Yep, you guys both do.
I would say no.
You don't?
I would say probably yes.
What, like, hey, the
yes.
movies used to cost a nickel? Like, what's an old trend?
No, an old trend.
Oh,
Like
do I get
someone
annoyed?
has a tech deck or something. If someone's wearing, if someone has like blonde tips. Well, actually, no. This is old trends would be like something from 3 years ago. If you guys like, what's a fashion thing that was
like,
really popular?
leaving the house and not being scared for your life.
Oh, there we go. That's good.
Tim, do you prefer indie musicians to mainstream ones?
Oh.
I love both, but I do probably tend to like more mainstream stuff. Like,
Yeah, this is
it's
the-
a reason it's called pop music, because it's popular.
This is what every single hipster says. They like pop music nowadays.
Do you shop regularly at Whole Foods
We don't have that here,
We
but
don't.
what would our equivalent be?
Our equivalent would be like an IGA, I'd probably say.
or Harris Farm?
I only go to IGA because they have the cereal I like.
Yep, that's a yes.
But I do
Sorry.
my main shop at a Coles.
The cereal you like.
But I like this cereal.
Do you love
love
Starbucks?
Never had it.
I love Starbucks.
No, you don't like coffee.
Yeah, you don't like coffee.
Do you wear a lot of plaid?
Yes.
Yep, he's wearing it right
I,
now.
my cupboard is just plaid.
That's interesting for someone who says they're not a hipster.
Do you love shopping at thrift
Jackson
stores?
does.
I
No,
You do.
I don't like the smell of mothballs.
I could
Yeah,
never
I
shop
don't
at a... Jackson loves it. You wear glasses that don't have a prescription.
Mine have a prescription.
Yeah, they don't.
Wait. Do you wear glasses that don't have a prescription? No.
I've seen you in glasses that don't have a prescription. Artsy photos on your Instagram. Here we go.
I just have selfies.
I've seen
pretty
some,
artsy.
I've
Just thirst
seen
traps,
a
you
couple of artsy ones.
That's pretty artsy.
I'm gonna go
There's
yes.
no
That's a little
artsy
bit
ones.
artsy. Do you...
Use a record
Do you?
player to play.
No, I'm all techie. I love, like, I've got Google Home. I just
Dang.
So Kareem's the only one that has a record player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have a long beard or a pixie cut?
I would say a long moustache would
the
constitute as a long
moustache
beard.
is weird. The beard seems to be the big hipster thing.
Yes, which you and Jackson literally have the exact same moustache going on.
Would you still listen to Friendly Geordies
It was
if you found out the truth?
I thought it was if he supported the Liberal Party.
Beer over wine?
Well, yes, when I used to drink, absolutely.
Okay, craft. You used to love a good craft beer.
But wine
Do you
is
wear
also very
vintage tees?
hipstery.
That's a picture of Drake.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Do you wear
And he's also
vintage
wearing
tees?
a soccer jersey.
Is that vintage?
No, you don't?
No.
You do.
I wear plaid and then t-shirt.
Where's your t-shirt from? Kmart?
It's got a pocket in it as well. That's pretty hipstery.
I spent $4,000 on this t-shirt.
It's from Kanye's line.
It's from Kanye's.
Do you like?
Yes.
Do you fancy wearing beanies?
Yeah, the beanies are
You do.
hipster
But
thing
do
as
you?
well. No,
Yeah, I like wearing beanies.
You do
My
like
head
wearing
gets cold.
beanies.
I don't want to cover up the money
You
maker.
watch foreign language movies.
I know it might sound weird, but I like wearing beanies when my head gets cold.
It's like I like wearing
Let's just say it.
socks. I'm not against it. I don't watch heaps, but
Foreign.
that'd be a yes.
some are good. Yeah.
That would be.
So this one is foreign language movies.
foreign
Yes.
language movies.
Do you love rainbow-themed food?
I do,
No.
but you don't.
I
think
didn't
it's
know that was a category of
I
food.
know. I can't understand that.
Finally,
Oh,
do you
here
love
we
kale?
go. You do love kale.
I remember I heard it was good for you, and I tried to cook it, and they like massage it with chili and salt and oil.
Oh, they want you to sign up.
Not a hipster.
Okay. And look,
Not
there's a dog
a
with
hipster.
that's literally dressed like both of you. So I think it's ironic that you both got not a hipster.
All right.
This has proven nothing.
On next week's episode,
But
we're actually
does-
going to do a quiz for
Yeah.
Karim.
Are you
We're
gay?
going to do a quiz for Friendly Geordies. Are you a gay guy?
But thank you so much for coming on, Tim, man.
No worries. Thanks for
That was
having
a
us.
lot
guys.
We solved a lot of things. You are not a hipster.
Hey.
Friendly Geordies are straight in this episode.
Yeah.
So
Is Karim a hipster? I'm just asking questions.
no, I'm not.
Let's do the
Oh, really?
let's do the whole quiz again.
Do the whole. I literally got told I shop at Paddy's Markets in the early 2000s. So
Hipster move.
that's not
Yeah.
a hipster move.
All right, we're going to wrap there.
Okay.
Pigs out from the Sausage Boys.
Keep voting Liberal.
And comment on Friendly Geordie's posts that he is a gay man.